StandBy acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which we work and live. We recognise the First Nations people and their continuing connection to land and water. We pay our respects to elders past and present. StandBy recognises and pays respects to those with lived experience of suicide, and we honour their wisdom, bravery and insight. We also acknowledge and remember the lives that have ended due to suicide and encourage everyone to care for themselves and others. Hi, my name's Sarah and I have a lived experience of suicide bereavement. What we say matters. On behalf of StandBy Support After Suicide, we'd like to talk about safe language. That is, safe language around the topic of suicide. Talking about suicide, whether it's in a presentation or in our conversations, is important and has the power to educate, engage and promote help-seeking pathways and reduce stigma. We do this by using safe and respectful, inclusive language. We recommend following the Mindframe guidelines when talking about suicide so that everyone can feel safe and respected. Please take time to look at these. It can make a huge difference. For me, when people use wording such as suicide mission, it makes me feel like they're trivialising the suicide death of my friends. And when they say committed suicide, it makes me feel like they're calling him a criminal. It is okay to make mistakes though. Remember, we're all here to learn from each other. Please avoid speaking about means or methods of suicide, as this can be especially harmful. Conversations are an important part of reaching a greater understanding. However, please be respectful of the wonderful diversity of those you interact with. For those with lived experience, it's okay to set boundaries. You own your story and it's okay not to tell it, or to politely stop at any time if you're not comfortable. On the other side of this, it's okay for people to ask not to hear a story, or politely remove yourself from a conversation if the content of the storytelling is making you feel uncomfortable. We are also mindful that it's important to remember when talking statistics that each number presented in suicide data represents so much more than a number. It's an individual life lost, a person who was loved, and a life which was valued and will be missed. We acknowledge the individuals, families, friends, carers, colleagues, and communities bereaved and impacted by suicide each year. Certain language may be problematic when discussing suicide. Inaccurate language can alienate members of the community or inadvertently present suicide as glamorous or an option for dealing with problems. Language can also perpetuate negative stereotypes. Accurate information about a suicide is important to help debunk common myths and help redirect conversations to help-seeking methods. When communicating with people about suicide, be mindful of using inclusive, safe language. When presenting confirmed information, be factual without being explicit. Remove method and location details and always include help-seeking pathways. We invite you to consider what you can do that is supportive for your own well-being. We all have a role to play in reducing stigma around mental ill health and suicide, while also promoting help-seeking behaviour.